What up, everybody? Sim in the building, chilling. You know, wanted to express the type of females that I like. You know what I'm saying? And just what I hear a lot of black YouTube men talking about, and they always talking about um, this MGTOW shit, and they always talking about how black women ain't shit, and I mean, that's a vast majority of black women. They aren't lying, man. Like I hear a lot of contradicting shit on both sides when it comes down to women. So I'm gonna just share some things that I go through with these females. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I love black women, man. I love me some black women. And when I grew up, I always thought that I was going to get married, have me a nice chocolate sister looking like Kiki Palmer or, Megan Good or some shit like that. And her attitude was going to be like how my grandmother attitude was going to be. And I found out that that shit wasn't true. And then like a lot of these beta males, they openly admit to being beta males and shit. And then they always talking about how when they was going to school, how the females wasn't fucking with them, and how they always talk about how they were always wanting to fuck with the thug niggas and shit like that, you know. And then by the time they got to the level of success, then all of a sudden these females wanting to fuck with them after they bore two or three babies. All of that shit, man. But hey, you know what? You right. You know, MGTOW brothers, MGTOW man, y'all right. You see that a vast majority. It's nothing that you can like sweep under the rug. But I'm gonna tell you something though. I blame y'all motherfuckers for being beta men, and that's real talk, bro. Cause even coming from a single parent household, they like you kind of feel that those beta men aspects. And I came up under the worst shit, so like I really could care less, man, if I get attacked by MGTOW brothers, um, because I guarantee you my life was harsher than any of you motherfuckers when it comes down to being rejected by black women and just coming up under uh, the recipes or just having those attributes, those negative attributes placed on you, to ultimately make you a beta male, such as having a strong religious family, grandfather pastor, grandmother evangelist, various members of the church family. Your family is linked to a branch of churches. You can go to like 4 or 5 churches in my city. You can go to like four, and they all know my family. I mean, and that's going back generations for motherfuckers that I don't even know because they're dead, right? Then on top of that, single parent father got murdered at a young age. I only knew my dad for like 3 years, and we get into that later on too. You know what I'm saying? Like I came up under the most worst circumstances, and I still knew that I needed to take and balance this shit out and get an education. I knew I couldn't be no sucker out here. And I mean, of course, I had peer pressure from niggas on the street. Like, I mean, you want to talk about alpha male? Hell yeah. But at the same time, I knew that I just couldn't fuck around and have no ratchet female. Cause I don't have any kids, man. I don't have any kids. You know, so I knew I couldn't fuck around with certain type of females. Certain type of females out on the block, I really wanted to fuck with. I wanted to fuck with hard. My niggas, ended up getting the pussy first. And I was like, oh. And then I seen these hoes fall off. I seen these hoes start getting heavy on drugs and shit like that. I seen these hoes start popping babies and shit out. You hear me? Popping out kids and shit. And yeah, I was like, I used to go on the block, man. They used to call me, a little Nas and shit, cause I would always be reading different things and shit like that. Like niggas didn't fuck with me, man, and I was out there, handling mine. Just a teenager, get on the bus, go do what I have to do, go to work, had guns in my backpacks. You know what I'm saying? Going to school and shit, man. Walking around Dillard campus, like on my lunch break, and then I go over to Xavier campus. A couple of my friends, we would go down to Xavier University in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Go and check out the females over there. You dig? Oh, I'm spitting some realness here. And yeah, I know like a lot of those beta male type of guys. I went to school with a lot of Vietnamese. A lot of my friends were like straight A students, Vietnamese females, going to high school with Vietnamese dudes, white dudes, black nerds, black thugs, all in the same school. I went to the biggest school, the biggest high school in the state of Louisiana. I don't know if it still is at the time. But I mean, the school was mixed, and it was so big that you had people from like white communities, the hood and black communities going there. Like it's a melting pot. That school has always been a melting pot. And then I can tell you how. I mean, I'm just giving you a background of my shit before I get deep into it, because even with that being said, you want to talk about not having no females and shit for being a nerd in high school. Look, all y'all had to do is balance that shit out. Like my dad wasn't in the household. Man, my step pops was on drugs and shit heavy. I mean, even with him, he's no longer here, and he died of a drug inflicted overdose. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's been gone for like what 17 years now. So here I go. And I'm in middle school. My best friend. I mean, we still close still to this day. We met in middle school as he was getting jumped. I was sitting on the bleachers at recess, sitting on the bleachers with some Vietnamese dudes. We looking at some drawings, and this dude is getting his butt whipped. And then all of a sudden he comes out, he starts swinging these crutches because he had a broken leg. He starts swinging these crutches at all of these dudes and just knocking them out. I was like, wow, that is incredible, man. I got to meet this guy. So as he's sitting in the dean's office, I skipped class. I skipped oh man, what was it? What did that guy teach, man? It was one of them dang on science classes. But I skipped that motherfucker. And I went to go see him, man. I'm like, yeah, man, you handle your business out there, man. And I was a geek, man, making straight A's in school. And sometimes, man, I would never ever go to class. But I mean, like I sat in the back with the rest of the thugs and all of that shit. And, I clown, I would get joked on and ribbed on, and I ribbed back. We call it snaps, y'all. Some of you guys call it sending. Oh yeah, he sent me, oh, he's playing the dozens and shit. I went through all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of the baddest females used to be around, and they used to clown me so bad, like they used to get double, not, well, not her, but not the girl, but like the dudes, man, they would double team me so hard, man. They double team the fuck out of me, and I'd be sitting there, here I am, black, dark, I get all of that shit, man, and I'm sitting in there just chilling, especially in art class. Like all of the niggas would skip class and just go chilling in art class, and I would get it, I would get roasted. I couldn't do nothing. And all of a sudden, I just started roasting these niggas back. You know, I had a lot of Asian friends, Vietnamese friends. Like I couldn't tell you how many science projects I worked on with this one girl. Wow, I forget her name. It's at the tip of my tongue. And nice, cute Asian girl. And she would always want to do her earth science projects with me the whole year. I want to do mine with Sam, But then, like, outside in the mornings at that school, they had different sections. Like, the white people's children. It was almost like Higher Learning, the movie. It was like a big-ass college campus. And you had the goth, the tree people, they chilled in the middle by the flagpoles. You had, like, the black dudes, they hung, like, close to the buildings, because on cold days, they wanted to be the first ones to get inside the building. So they hanging by the doors and shit, or they in the cafeteria. And only the popular niggas had tables at the cafeteria. By my friend being the bully, Like my homeboy was the bully even through high school. That's which eventually got me kicked out of high school and I had to go to the hood high school. You know what I'm saying? But I was a quiet dude in high school. People will tell you, like I was so quiet, man. I kept to myself, man. Like, but when I started talking though, the class got quiet. Or when I had something to say, people got quiet. You know, so even some of the baddest females there, they knew like, wow, this guy's smart and he don't take no shit from these niggas. Like all the niggas know him and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But he don't be hanging with them niggas like that. You know, so like the females wanted to fuck with me, and I like at first I thought that they were playing. You know what I'm saying? Cause even all through high school, like all of my homies was fucking knocking these bitches down, tagging them. And one of the baddest bitches who I wanted to fuck with in school, like she said, you know, do you have a girlfriend? I want to talk to you. And I believe her name was, man, her name was Chanel. Chanel, you know. And, man, yeah, she was like, yeah, man, you know, I'll fuck with you, Sam. And I was like, yeah, right. You wouldn't want to fuck around with me. You're just playing, man. Y'all got some kind of joke playing around. Y'all got some kind of joke. And she was really serious. She really wanted to fuck with me because I stood in my own lane. Like any question that any of them damn professors asked me, any of them teachers asked me, I was there. I answered all of that shit. But I didn't fuck around with them niggas when it came down to that fuck boy shit. Like I might chill and smoke a couple blunts with y'all niggas. All right, man, I'm gone. And I ain't saying like to be a alpha male, you gotta chill and smoke blunts with these niggas. Cause there were times where these niggas like they would do heavy shit. And I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? But my little brother, they looked at him as like the government made one. Me, it was like, well, yeah, you know, like they looked at me the type of dude who was just so quiet they just didn't want to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, like, well, he might just do his dirty work on his own and shit. He don't, you know. I wasn't on hand, but I hung out with them them nerds. You know what I'm saying? I hung out with them. I defended nerds in high school. I defended people in special ed in high school. When motherfuckers would get bullied and shit like that, I would defend them. You know? And we'll get into that story too. So, which brings me to the man I am today. Because, you know, all of that shit about, oh, you know, they want to fuck with me because it's all about, you know what, at the end of the day, it's about two things. Actually, it could be one of two things. It's about staying in your own lane and having swag. Because you can still be a nerd in school or, you know, be the beta male in school and still stick to your guts and stick in your lane. Like stay fierce to what you believe in. And you shouldn't have no fucking problems. Shouldn't have no problems at all. None whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Females respect you for being the type of guy who walks or marches to the beat of his own drum. Shit. And then the other part about it is just being, you know, swag, just having, you know, your own identity. And that's all it was with me. I mean, I couldn't tell you whether or not I was alpha or beta male, but you better believe motherfuckers knew who Sam was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't like the most popular motherfucker in school, but the popular niggas knew who I was. Like, I can think back on it, and I'm gonna have to get some people from my high school to sit back and talk about this because, I mean, one of my homies, he had a table in the cafeteria where all the thug niggas and all of the popular motherfuckers sat. I didn't go up in there and chill like all the time every day. You know, but the days when I did go up in there, better believe niggas pulled out a chair, it pulled it up to the table for me to sit down. But me, I would chill outside. Like I had my own part of the campus in front of the building where I would hang out at by myself with my headphones on, just listening to my music. You know, I had a couple buddies that I would take and hang out with, like a couple Vietnamese dudes or a couple white dudes. You know, we take and talk different shit. You know what I'm saying? talk about different types of music and shit like that. But I ain't really, go up in the cafeteria and hang out with them thug niggas like that, man. I mean, even though I could have. But when it came down to, like, if I would have continued to fuck with them, because these niggas was getting all kind of shit. And then when they got kicked out of school, then all the niggas who they was bullying figured that they can come fuck with me. And that's how I ended up getting kicked out. And that's how I ended up going to the hood schools. And that's how, I started getting, like, way, way more ratchet bitches than I could handle. And I didn't fuck with them either. Like, when I started going to the hood school, which is like on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? They're predominantly black. And when I started going there, shit, the first day I got there, man, one of the ratchet bitches, first day of school. It was the first day of school. I started it off and I went and got my seat in the back of the class, all the way to the back. And, right by the window, like my back facing the window. So, the chick walks in, she sees me, oh, and then she sits at her desk, writes, jots down something on a piece of paper, gets up and walks back towards me. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So then she puts this paper on my desk, and it's a phone number, her phone number. And she sits back at her desk. Didn't tell me shit. And because she didn't tell me anything, like, good morning, how are you, what's your name, nothing like that. So since she didn't, I took in, and then all of a sudden, like, all of these other females started coming in. I'm like, oh, wow, she looks good. Because, I mean, this chick who gave me the number, she was kind of chunky. You know what I'm saying? And her hair wasn't right to say it was the first day of school. Like, her hair was, she didn't have any weave, but her hair just wasn't combed. You know how females get that perm in their hair, and the perm be in their hair for too long? It look like they just got out the bed or they just got finished fighting. They got them split ends and shit. Like, that's how her hair was. And it was kind of like comb, but, she had split ends and shit. And, it just wasn't attractive, man. I was like, oh, no. I just threw the number out the window and just kept it moving. Never really fucked with her. And then, there were other females in there. And I just started, they started clinging on to me and shit. Like, how I talked to them. I was a shy dude in school, but I knew I had to get up out of it. And the way to get out of it is just being confident in yourself. Like, you know what? I might be different, but these niggas gonna respect me for being different. And that's what's gonna be what it is. And them niggas gonna respect you for being different. They definitely will respect you for being different. Even if you lose a fight, man. Like, niggas these days is afraid to take an ass whooping. They're afraid. You get into a fight even with a motherfucker, they will respect you after that. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas don't fight these days, man. These niggas want to pull out guns and shit, man. When I was a kid, man, they had a problem with a motherfucker. Nigga would knock on my door and be like, I don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? My stepdad would be like, Sam! You know what I'm saying? And all the kids would be like, oh, yeah, come on, yeah. Had to get out there and scrap. Me and my little brother, man, we fight for sport, man. Just like how I fuck for sport. Like, we fight for sport. Niggas in shape, man. My brother really boxes. My little brother, he can really box. He plays football. He plays semi-pro football, but he can really box as well. A lot of his buddies are boxers and shit. So, talk about beta male type shit. Like, I mean, I've even heard motherfuckers who get on YouTube and they're like, it just don't sound right because they say in one story that, they went to school and they was heavy in sports and shit like that, and they were real smart, and the girls wasn't looking for them. And they started lifting weights and shit in high school, and then, like, the girls still wasn't looking for them. You know what I'm saying? And then, you go to college and then you get out and then all of a sudden these females, they're overweight and I'm like, you're right. A lot of these females, it is like that. Because, I mean, even with the chicks in there, I'm going to go look her up. But I wouldn't be so surprised if she's overweight. I mean, they had one girl I went to high school with, and we dated and shit too. It was like some Romeo and Juliet shit. Because when I started going to the hood school, you know what I'm saying? Until like 10th grade, when I started going to the hood school, um, this one particular girl, she was going to Xavier Prep, which is an all black girls school, and she was the captain of the basketball team, cheerleader, and some other shit, man. Like she really supported that damn school, and I would help her with her homework and shit at night. Especially with the religion shit, I would help her with that, and she used to be like, "I envy you," but her mom and dad made a lot of money, you know, and they were moving into a bigger house. It was getting a house built from the ground up. And I was like, man, she makes, wow, her parents make way too much money for me. It's like a Romeo and Juliet type story, man. But her parents didn't have any problems with her dating me. I had a problem with it. I had a problem with the fact that I was 18 and she was 15. And she was like, why are you worried about that? And I kept trying to hook her up with my little brother because they were the same age. And she just felt offended about that. Her mom and dad never had no problem with it. Even her older sister was like 21 at the time. She was older than me. And when her sister would bring over by my house, she would come over and you know she would be kissing all up on me. And her big sister, who was like 21 at the time, didn't say nothing. Like, okay, yeah, y'all do what y'all do. You know. So I'm smiling and shit, man, because I wish I could go back. But when I met her, yeah, man, she's a cool chick, and I left her alone because I wasn't really doing right at the time. I wasn't really we weren't really in the same lane, and my mom even said that, like, man, if you're not gonna take and do right by her, then you gotta leave her alone. And it wasn't that I was cheating; it was just the fact that as far as like my path as far as education, as far as um, going to college and all of that, I just really wasn't going. I wasn't feeling it at the time, man. You know, like my shit was at a standstill. And it wasn't because of anybody else but me. I just started working, got this little job, and a couple of this is around the time I lost my best friend as well when he got murdered and shot. You know what I'm saying? And a couple other things went on, but I didn't get in any trouble like that. I had a friend who got shot, killed by the police, and all that. Close buddy of mine. And so I was going through a lot of stuff, but I still maintained. And she was, her family was bringing her to Northwestern, and they just got their big house. All kind of shit was going on with them. So, we kind of separated for a while because I wanted her to grow, and I would support her too. Like every time when they win a basketball game, I see it in the paper if I didn't get a chance to go to the game. And I would always go to the football games and watch her cheerlead and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And she, I mean, like I said, she was captain of the cheerleading squad, captain of the basketball team, and all of that. Bad ass dark skinned chick. Beautiful, beautiful. But I decided, I think that was last year or the year before. It was like 2 years ago. It was probably like 2014. I decided to look her up on Facebook. And when I looked her up, I was like, man, she's gained a lot of weight. She's gained a lot of weight. She is big as fuck. And I was like, wow. Cause when I met her, she had like a body like almost. She was like a mini Serena Williams. Honestly, because she was athletic. She had the arms and stuff. She had the body. But the only problem was, um, when I saw her now, it was like, wow, this is not the same girl from back then. I mean, back then, she had her hair like real short, like how Jada Pinkett had hers in Low Down Dirty Shame. For some reason, I got a fetish. That's my fetish. I like chicks with short hair. You know, even if it's a big girl, for some reason, like I was watching this flick and I saw this big girl with short hair. She had a pretty face though. You know what I'm saying? She had a pretty face. And something about that short hair was like, ooh, she turned me on for some reason. Like, damn, man, I'll fuck shorty with the short hair. You know, like, I don't be liking all that weave in these females' hair. I don't like that shit. I'd rather have chick get braids. But yeah, she had that. And then when I saw her Facebook picture, like, she was big. She had all these bumps in her face. And she had the weave. And I was like, no, man, this cannot be the same girl. But then I looked into her eyes and I noticed that it was. So, I was like, wow, man. If I would have stuck around with her, I mean, she would be big like that. Would I be big like that? Because I'm not big at all. Like, man, I mean, I weigh. I'm 6 feet, okay, and I weigh 195. You know what I'm saying? In counting. So, yeah, that'll give you an idea. You know, dark skinned brother and chocolate. Smooth chocolate too. Like my face ain't discolored or nothing like that. I don't have all of those bumps on my face and all that crazy shit. I went to the store the other week and guy ID me and was tripping out because he is actually 10 years younger than me, but he looks older than I do. Now how that look? He's calling me. He had to give my ID, well, my driver's license. He had to give it to his colleague and show his colleague, like, look, man, he's our age. And he looked at me and he was like, what the hell? But these females is not like that. You can call their age. Sometimes, man, you might even call it wrong. Say these females is older than what they really are. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that shit. You know, and I heard a guy say, and it's very, very true. And when you look deep into it, women are judged by, their youth and their beauty. That's how they're picked. And, if they're able to bear children or not. And I say, yeah, man, you all right. Because when I be looking at these females, it be the same shit. I met this one red bone chick, tall, man, nice, tall. She had to be about maybe 5'8", 5'9", something like that, man. Light skinned chick, man. She look like she could be Creole or something. Because I know her hair is naturally black, but she wears it with like black and this bronze, honey blind type shit, right? And she saw me in the break room. She's like, I want to thank you, Sam. I'm like, well, for what? What you want to thank me for? For wearing your dress the way you do. Your dreads are always nice and neat, and they're always kept up. And a lot of these guys, man, they just don't know how to keep up their hair. They need to just go ahead and cut it off. But you, oh man, you just keep your hair up so nice. I'm like, well, thank you for the compliment. You know, and I've been wanting to dig into this chick too, man, because she got that, um, that feminine attitude about her, and her walk is so confident and shit. So then I look her up on Instagram, and then I notice that she has 3 kids by a little thug ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? 3 little nappy headed little boys. Can't be over the age of 7. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh no, she's off the market. And there's this thing about trapping. They be trapping these females too. Niggas be trapping these females as well. So the beta men all right about that shit. But, I mean, for the most part, man, for us to just blame these black women, I mean, dig in them. I don't blame you. Dig in them. Dig in them. And, but just look at the whole big picture, man. Like, you don't be blaming them for the past and shit like that, man. You guys talk about how female is emotional and the female doesn't really think with their brain. And then you hear other ones like, no, no, females do think with their brain. And fuck. I mean, y'all got the game down packed. Like, y'all talk about alpha males and shit and how, they spit their game first. And, it's not really based off looks. It's based off confidence. And, I mean, shit. You just learned the shit late. That's it. You learned it late. And, like I say, like, even with me in school, man, fucking females. I mean, I used to get dissed in school. And them motherfuckers used to play the dozens and shit on me. I had to learn that shit. And then when I started getting into my lane, I had that confidence and shit. I started playing the dozens back, ripping these niggas back. It was over. You know? So, I mean, the hood chicks that I had crushes on, and they were like, they wanted to talk to me. It was just like that, man. Even the nerd chicks, and I wasn't no popular dude. I was just, I just stayed in my lane, man. I fuck with them, but like I got better pleasure hanging out with the nerds, because I knew with hanging out with them, I wasn't gonna get into no fucking trouble at all. I didn't have any problems whatsoever. None. I could be cool. I ain't to worry about. I ain't have to fake nothing with nobody, but it's just that I didn't have to be around no drama, nothing popping off. Because when these niggas be fighting and shit, everybody want to get into the fight. And when I went to the all black school, I saying shit. I just hung out to myself, kicked it by myself. I done had hood niggas, like I be in the gym, and hood niggas be like, they'll call me, hey man, come here for a minute, man. Or they even come by me, hey man, you seem like a cool ass nigga to chill with, man. I'm like, yeah, well, good looking out, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be peeping you out, man. Peeping out your swag, man. And you don't be fucking around with nobody, man. You seem like you about your business, man. You know what I'm saying? Beta males, man. Just be confident in you. Be confident. That's the key right there. That's the key to kill your shyness and all of that shit. Just like, look, because you insecure and you shy because you really want to fuck with this chick. And honestly, I'll be real with you, man. After you fuck around and get the pussy, it probably ain't what it was all fucking meant to be anyway. It probably wasn't like worth all of the hype. Because some of the females that I ended up fucking with, who I like really, really wanted to fuck with like that, and I'm going to talk about that shit too later on, man. A lot of the females, like, the hype wasn't even worth it. You fuck around, get inside the pussy, man, shit be dry. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man. But, she looked bad as fuck. So, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here real quick. Going on 11 o'clock. And, I'm supposed to go and just meet up with a homie over at this, Thursday night event. You know what I'm saying? You know how they be on Thursdays and shit. They be playing that hip hop night. So I'm about to go up there. Have me a couple of drinks. Maybe order me some onion rings and some fries or some chicken wings or some shit like that at this damn bar. It'll be live up in there. You know what I'm saying? Shit, politics, man. Sometimes, I'll go and chill with the homies. A lot of my videos, you probably hear me saying that I'm leaving, or you hear me interacting with a female about to go out and do something. But tonight, I'm chilling with the homies. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of shit, man, to share, but, go ahead and get up out of here. And I'll just end it off with saying, beta males or MGTOW guys, I'm to help you out with your plan of living without females. Cause like it just don't sound like the way I view MGTOW. Maybe I need to be corrected on some shit about it, but the way I view it is like, even right now when you're youth, females ain't shit, and you ain't looking at them, you ain't looking for them, and all of that. Nah, I mean, don't do that. Just box these hoes in where they ain't got no choice but to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it that way. You got to box them in. You got to do it in a way where you're not being thirsty at these hoes. I'm about to say at these niggas, but you're not being thirsty. But like your aura is just boxing these hoes in where they want to fuck around and get to know you and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna abide by your standards without you even having to open up your motherfucking mouth. Without you having to say shit. Your mouth is closed.